The best way to get something done is to begin. Ponder that for a moment. Now let's talk about a silent but deadly thief we all know too well. Procrastination. This thief sneaks into our lives, stealing precious moments and turning them into wasted opportunities. It's an adversary we all face, regardless of our age or profession. Now imagine a man who planned to start a diet. Every Sunday evening he'd say, "I'll start my diet on Monday." But when Monday rolled around, he'd find an excuse to postpone it to the next Monday. This cycle continued, and he celebrated several New Year's days without shedding a single pound. Quite the contrary, he gained a few. In this humorous yet relatable tale, we see how procrastination, our silent thief, operates. It continually pushes our goals into an elusive tomorrow. And so, our friend's waistline continued to expand much like the universe, and his diet plan, well, it remained just that, a plan. Now don't start panicking. Everyone's a bit of a procrastinator, but the secret to getting ahead is getting started. Let's talk about how to do that, shall we? First off, break your tasks down into bite-sized chunks. It's like eating a chocolate cake. You don't stuff the whole thing into your mouth at once, do you? No, you take it piece by piece, bite by bite. Next, set specific goals. Remember, vague goals breed procrastination. Be precise. Don't just say, "I'll study today." Say, "I'll study chapter 5 today." Now let's talk about creating a conducive environment for work. Here's a funny story. Once upon a time, a student had to write a 15-page paper in just 1 week. Instead of starting the paper, he spent his time rearranging his desk and buying new stationery, all under the guise of creating a conducive work environment. And guess what happened? So, while our student had the cleanest desk and the most organized stationery, the poor paper remained unwritten. Procrastination is the thief of time, and time, my dear friends, waits for no one. Now let's imagine a day in the life of our two dear friends, the hare and the tortoise. The hare, confident and cocky, always self-assured of his pace, thinks he has all the time in the world. He decides to take a nap to start the race later because why rush when you're swift, right? On the other hand, there's our friend, the tortoise. Slow and steady, he doesn't have the luxury of speed, but what he lacks in pace, he makes up for in determination. He starts the moment the race begins, taking small but consistent steps towards the finish line. And while the hare is snoozing away, dreaming of his glorious victory, our tortoise crosses the finish line. There's a bit of irony for you. And so, the hare learned the hard way that the race does not always belong to the swift, but to those who start running. Remember, the best way to get something done is to begin.